So I was just on a ride, just want to do a quick 1 hour ride, go about 15 to 20 miles on it. Nothing crazy, just getting back into it as this is my first week on the training plan. But there was a little bit of glass that I ran over, so I got a flat. Got to replace it, so figured why not record myself doing it. I was talking through it, but I didn't have the mic on me, so you couldn't really hear anything. Right now I'm shifting down into the smallest gear. That just makes it easier to pop the rear wheel off. And then I'm loosening up my through axle and flipping the bike over. And here we go. Time to pull that rear wheel off. There goes the axle. It was quite cold this morning as well, so it's always something. Be careful with the rear derailleur. And yeah, I found the piece of glass. It was just lodged in there. That was quite annoying. And got to peel off the tire, which, as I said, when it's cold is not quite easy, especially with cold fingers. And the fact that the rubber is a bit tighter. But I finally did end up getting it off here, pulling out the tube. I didn't even try to patch the tube since I had a spare on me. I figured I'd just throw in the new one. I was checking the tire here to make sure that I got all the glass out and there's nothing else that would repuncture my new inner tube, because that's always annoying if you skip that step and then you put the brand new tube in and just get a puncture right down the road. But luckily we were all good here, so it's pretty quick. Being extra careful, but then I gotta grab the new tube. I have some CO2 cartridges, so I pop one of those on, give it a little bit of air here just so that it's not going to get pinched as I stuff it back into the wheel and the tire. And then once I do that, we can start feeding it on in to the tire, just making sure I don't pinch it at all, and it fits in there pretty snug. Yeah, it's a lot harder to do this with cold fingers, I will say. I struggled a bit this time. Normally I'm much quicker with this, but it actually took me about 8 minutes. Usually is 3 or 4. So it's a little tough, but yeah, you can see you just kind of gotta get the tire back over the rim so that you can inflate it. See here, I'm using the little thing to lock the tube valve in place. I don't really like running tubeless because I ran tubeless, and the second ride that I was on, which was only about 50 miles in, I got a massive puncture. Super easy, but now we'll just go ahead and inflate it, making sure everything is set. Come. About ready to go. Getting it back onto the bike, putting the through axle through, tightening it on up. Put it back in my saddlebag, and then potentially... Well, now you've seen how to fix a flat while you're on a ride. It's been a while since I actually did have a flat on a ride. I don't think I got a flat while riding on these 28s since I switched them to tubes. I did get one when they were tubeless. That's why I decided not to do tubeless. So it's all good. I have to cut my ride a little bit shorter distance-wise because I want to get home so I can work. But it was solid. I'll end up being a little under an hour of riding, but it's gonna be like an hour and 20 minutes out on the bike. So good day. Not the most ideal start, but gotta make adjustments when I can.